Okay, today I'm going to talk about the 5 things that I check first when somebody is struggling to get pregnant. Okay, so one of the most common things I hear is like, everything looks normal. Yeah, I know, because everything is probably a CVC and a thyroid panel. If you even got a full panel, it's probably just a TSH. Okay, so let's talk about what we're actually going to do and kind of how I approach things. So when I sit down and review a history, there's several areas that I like to look at that usually haven't been fully evaluated yet. So let's kind of start talking about these when I'm first kind of working with a new client and starting on their deep dive. Okay, so the first thing I'm looking at is their medications and supplements. I want to know what they're taking and how long they've been taking it for, because so many times I work with women and they are doing everything that they know what to do or know how to do, right? And so sometimes this means they're taking way too many supplements, and they could be interacting with each other. So for instance, if one medication is increasing your estrogen or supplement and the other one is decreasing it, things are going to kind of level out. And sometimes you don't even know that that's what's going on. Okay. A lot of times people are like, oh, I saw this on TikTok. I saw this TikTok tea. I saw this liver cleanse. And most of the time, these are not going to be appropriate for your situation. Parasite cleanses, don't love those unless you're somebody that travels out of the country a lot and we know you actually have a parasite. Parasites are super rare. Okay. Now, if you have a parasite, that could be a problem. But most of the time, people don't get parasites here in the United States. Okay. Now, there are certain populations and there are certain like work things that you may be at an increased risk, but usually not so much. Okay. And then a lot of times sometimes there's medications that may be impacting your ovulation or hormone balance, or impacting your egg quality, or maybe kind of impacting something else in your body that's now kind of a little off kilter. So that's something else we look at. The next thing is detailed lab work. So many times when I'm starting with a new client, they haven't had a lot of lab work, and that is okay. Okay. If you haven't had a whole lot of labs, that means that we can start and kind of really start looking into things. And we don't need to order like every single lab out there, okay? But we want to be looking at things that indicate your thyroid function, metabolic health, hormone balance, vitamin levels. And a lot of times things are decided that they're normal. So for instance, a vitamin D level may be told that like you're within normal limits, but it's not ideal for fertility. It's not optimal for fertility. So that gives us some information on how we need to guide your supplementation or change things or change your diet to specifically meet those needs. So a lot of times people who are postpartum and struggling with secondary infertility, those people who, what was the other thing I was thinking of? Those people have been on birth control for long periods of time. Those people who are on certain medications, we may say that you're depleted in certain things, and we want to start balancing those out. Okay. Number 3, cycle consistency. So I want to see how consistent is your menstrual cycle. Are we having regular cycles, and are they not just regular to you, but are they like medically regular? So many times people are like, yeah, mine's pretty regular. It'll be 30 days and then 40 days and then 30 days and 20 days. I'm like, that's not what we decided is regular. Okay. So we want to know where you are standing with that. If your cycles are very regular or very irregular, very long, very short, spotting in between, difficult to predict, we kind of want to understand, how can we get your cycle more consistent and more regular? And how can we confirm that you're actually ovulating with this irregular cycle? Okay. Because if ovulation isn't happening consistently, pregnancy isn't going to happen, or it's going to be much, much harder. Okay. And number 4, signs of inflammation. So every client that I work with fills out a inflammation assessment. And sometimes inflammation is coming up in different parts of the body. It may be autoimmune conditions. It may be digestive issues, IBS, IBD, chronic stress, metabolic problems. So when we're doing this inflammation assessment, I'm kind of looking to, like, is anywhere else in the body yelling out like, I need help, we've got some problems here. And that could be a barrier to fertility as well. And then number 5, okay, sperm quality. We're going to need to talk about sperm quality. And if we have not had a semen analysis, I want to see one. And I don't love the over-the-counter kits. I mean, it's better than zero. However, usually I want that to be evaluated properly by someone who is certified to do that. So, if you have not had a semen analysis, I'm going to usually want to see that, or at least have you start working towards that. So these are the 5 areas that when I'm first looking at someone who's struggling to get pregnant, This is what I want to look at, and this is going to help me determine kind of what we need to do next, where we need to dig a little bit deeper, where we need to cut things out, where we need to add things, and really kind of start putting together the picture. So if you've been told that everything looks normal and you don't feel like that's correct or that that's right, you feel like something is going on, this kind of structured view can really be helpful to figure out what's going on. So there you go. If you're interested in learning more or working together or booking a deep dive, check out my website, www.katiepool.com, and click apply now, and we'll start seeing if we would be a good match. Cool. I hope that was helpful.